Hi everyone, I'm Richard and today we're going to be talking about Familia Granda, our third and final Ecuadorian filter coffee release of the season. For the last 2 years we've been roasting this coffee under the moniker Ramiro Granda, but as the Granda family has grown and the younger generation have become more and more involved in every facet of the day-to-day running of the farm, this season we've chosen to rename the coffee to Familia Granda. As we move into our third season working with the Grandas, this name feels more befitting of the family effort behind producing this coffee, which hails from the Pichincha region of Ecuador. Ramiro and his wife, Victoria, live on their farm in San Antonio, which has been in the family for 100 years. They're joined by their children, Martin, David and Amelia, as well as their grandson, Tiago, and youngest granddaughter, Elena. As a trained agronomist, Ramiro tends to the coffee, which is planted on just 3 hectares of their estate, and his coffee trees are also flanked by avocados, citrus fruits, and bananas. Alongside Ramiro, Victoria Granda is co-owner of the farm and is in charge of quality control and guiding the staff. The area of San Antonio is very dry, but a spring provides fresh water for irrigation on the farm. On their farm, Finca Siempre Verde, they're predominantly growing Typica, gifted to them by Jesuit missionaries, and Typica Mejorado. A brief aside on Typica Mejorado, translating to improve Typica, the name of the variety of this lot is actually rather misleading, as it's not actually related to Typica. Planted widely after some of the workers at an experimental farm run by Nestle in Pichincha smuggled out some seeds of a high-performing variety that they believe to be from a Typica selection, Typica Mejorado is actually a cross between Bourbon and Geisha trees. But improved performance in both the field and cup compared to Typica led to its colloquial name. In 2017, there were some obstacles that Ramiro needed to overcome in order to actually break into the specialty coffee market. Despite producing high-quality varieties on his farm, he was drying his coffee at his neighbour's house, and a less than ideal setup meant that the drying process wasn't actually being done correctly. Poor drying can quickly undo the hard work undertaken at the propagation stage as well as the harvesting and processing stages, and that can then in turn significantly impact the cup quality. With help from importers Caravella and their PECA team members, a new infrastructure has been built at the farm, replete with raised beds slung with mesh to allow for optimal ventilation around the drying of the parchment coffee. During the harvest season, the Grandas employ a handful of local people, around 5 in total, to work under Henri, their year-round farm manager, as well as Victoria. By providing them with burgundy-coloured wristbands, the pickers are able to compare the colour on their wrist with the coffee cherries on the tree, and that enables more uniformly ripe cherry selection. In 2019, Ramiro's Typica trees, which had actually been stumped back and were not producing for the 2018 crop, had begun cropping again. And the lot we roasted was actually a combination of Typica and Typica Mejorado. Whilst it's not advised to mix these varieties at the harvesting stage, as they may require different fermentation protocols and drying times, we still got a ton of sweet floral character in the Granda's coffees. This year, the lot is entirely Typica Mejorado, and the focus, clarity, and the florality coming through has improved once again. Having been lucky enough to visit Finca Siempre Verde and spend some time with Ramiro and Victoria back in 2019, we've obviously not been able to do that this year or recently. However, we did reach out to Victoria and to Ramiro to see if they wanted to share any words with us, and they were kind enough to actually share a message with us. 2020 was a challenging year for coffee producers around the world. For us, it was difficult to get the coffee moving from our farm to the places that it needed to go, including getting coffee samples and coffee shipments out to potential buyers due to travel restrictions. This made us reflect on the value of relationships with royal patrons of ours who already knew our coffee and its quality and were willing to work with us through the obstacles and through the delays. Not only does this reliability help us tremendously, but it also reinforces the effort we put in every day to take our coffee to that next level of excellence. We're equally delighted and grateful to be showcasing the Granda's coffee again for another year. And without further ado, let's brew up a cup and see how it tastes. This coffee's really blossomed and opened up since we initially tasted it on the cupping table. Whilst we were getting notes of cherry and lemon sherbet when we were originally tasting it, we were also noticing a fresh quality to it. And so we took the decision to rest out the green for a little bit longer. And as a result of that, we're really getting prominent florals coming through in the cup. The body's incredibly silky and elegant as well. And there's a citrus flavor in there that gives rise to a lime-like flavor as time goes on. We just really love its dense and sort of caramelly flavor. It makes for a really Moorish cup. We really hope you enjoyed Familia Granda, our third and final Ecuadorian release of the season. If you have any questions on this coffee or anything else regarding homebrewing, then be sure to get in touch with our homebrewing help desk. We're available on betterbrewing@workshopcoffee.com, and we hope to see you again soon. Take care.